Welcome to the Vanderpump Rules after show. Apparently, we all have reptilian brains. Beau is officially the best boyfriend ever. And somehow Crazy Kristen turned into woke Kristen, and I'm trying to keep up. Stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz
Jam.
AfterBuzz, AfterBuzz.
I can't do the Katie dance, but I'm trying.
It's like, just like a mom at the grocery store when she found the right melon.
Oh, yeah.
I want it. She's like, I got it.
It's more of like she got the rack of toilet paper and she's just like, I got it.
I'm tall enough.
I got it. Oh my God, I love it. Last week's episode of Vanderpump Rules was a little dull. I feel like this one started a little slow, but it ultimately picked up. I mean, there were some tears. We had some feelings. We had vibes. And then we were like rooting in this fight between Carter and Katie and Stassi and Kristen. It was a lot. And then somebody got saged. I was like, whoa. There was so much going on, and we cannot wait to break it down. I'm Zack Peter, and I'm so excited. We don't have Sarah Serio here today, but she's probably watching out there live. She's out sick today, but she'll be back, and her and I will both be back with the tea, because we're going to see Lala and Randall at the Generation Rescue fundraiser this weekend.
Oh,
yeah. But until then, until we bring serve the tea next week, I have the lovely Miss Rivet Soro.
Hi, guys.
I love the dark maroon vibe today.
Thank you so much. I was feeling dark.
And the eyeshadow matches.
She's feeling very Kristen. I'm feeling very bubbly. She gave me some candy today, so I'm like, lit. Please welcome Katie Thompson.
Hello, everybody. I'm dying because you had candy, and you are
I was
so
like,
excited.
I haven't had candy in years.
I was like, do you want some? And he was like, I don't eat candy. And I was like, what? Here's a lot of it.
She's like, here's one. She's like, here's a little more. And then I was like, I have no chill. It's all gone.
Oh, my God.
Because I was so excited about this episode. They finally gave us some good juice. So let's just dive right into it. Let's start with Stassi and Beau. Because I feel like they had like a really cute, adorable moment that like everybody wants with like their future mother-in-law, right?
I was literally weeping.
Right?
So embarrassing. I was like trying to hide it, but hey, I'm just gonna admit it here. It was so sweet, and then like when he recorded her and then played it back. I mean, oh my soul, my heart. I can't. I need me a Beau in my life.
We all need a Beau in our lives.
Where do I apply?
Right?
I need one.
Because he ain't on Tinder.
No, he's not.
He's not on Bumble.
He's not swiping.
He's not swiping. Rebet.
I don't know. That was just everything any girl could ever want in meeting her future mother-in-law and more. And Beau's reaction, like I was just waiting when Stassi said to her future mother-in-law, like, I hope you're my future mother-in-law one day. And Beau, like, loved that. Like, just his face when he heard that, he was like, I think it went well. It was just so nice. I feel like we all fell in love with Beau even more this week.
They're
Or like
precious.
the moment where he's just saying that, like, I've never said this before, but like, you're my best friend.
Oh my
That
God.
is like
I can't.
tears dropping, panties dropping, like everything is just gone. Like it just like emotionally wrecks your life.
Yeah.
Katie's tearing up again right
No,
now.
I was just because I'm laughing and like earlier because I cried, my eyelashes are falling off. So I'm just like, wait, are
She
they
has,
still
like,
on?
Tears pouring down. She's like, it's my eyelash.
It's so cute though. Oh God, kill me.
They are so adorable. And his mom was like so great.
I know.
You know, she would just look like such a kind woman that just needs like a fresh blowout, and she's set for life.
You did say like she just needs to do something with her hair.
I was like, I just want to do
wash it.
something with her hair, like wash it.
I LOL'd at that. It was amazing.
I love it. Anybody? I think we're all in agreement that this is gonna last.
Oh,
we hope that it
absolutely.
lasts.
Unless she like,
Wrecks it.
shatters more phones and freaks out more because he's out past midnight and she doesn't have him in bed next to her. So TBD, we'll see.
TBD, we'll see. Sarah Serio just joined the live touch. Said, I miss you guys so much.
God,
Hi,
feel
Sarah.
better. Feel better. Thank you
Feel
for not
better.
coming and getting us sick, though. That's
Jesse
nice.
Green 619 also said, get well, Sarah Serio, in the live chat. Haley Wallers, I was crying watching Beau listening to that recording.
Yes, same.
Jesse Green says, I'm a guy, and I started to weep. Not only one.
Thank
I
goodness.
agree.
Thank goodness. I'm not the
Urka
only
Pie.
one.
We love you, Urka Pie.
Yeah, we do.
Ooh, but she's saying that Andy is throwing some major shade on Watch What Happens Live right now.
What is
She
he
said
saying?
Andy is kind of calling out KT, Kristen, Who's KT?
Katie. KT is like a Katie because I'm a Katie, so I do the KT thing.
Right.
Okay, Andy's calling out KT out for being a bully.
Well, she's known
She
for
was
this.
a little aggressive this episode. I'll give it that.
Yeah, that conversation, I'm sure we'll get into it later, but that Carter stuff, oh, woof, I got some opinions.
So much. Chrissy Howard, first time in the live chat. Everyone in the live chat is welcoming Chrissy Howard. Welcome, Chrissy.
Chrissy. Welcome.
Thanks for joining us.
We love you more than we love Beau. Maybe not, but there's room for growth. Yeah, I think I'm totally here for Stassi and Beau. I need more Beau in my life. And I'm loving Stassi like being like just in a healthy relationship, like with herself.
She
with
looks happy.
She's glowing.
Yes.
And I love that like the mom really enjoyed and embraced her.
She said, I'm so happy he's with you. Like, that's so nice to hear.
That's what everyone wants in their future mother-in-law.
Exactly.
Can't.
Are you crying again? Oh my gosh. Did we bring the waterproof mascara today? Because there are so many tears flowing.
And I also feel like you're not always lucky. Sorry. You're not always lucky with the, I'm very choked up, with like the mother-in-law, because sometimes they're crazy. So like you got lucky, Stassi, you're good.
And she
seems
gives
nice.
you relationship advice.
But if I hear Reptilian mind one more time,
I can't.
I mean, if we had done a drinking game, we would be sloshed with how much they said Reptilian.
Reptilian,
I mean,
right?
go
Yeah.
back and do it and try
But
it.
like, I don't understand if that like means like a reptile, like your brain is like acting like a reptile. Like where, like what is the origin of reptilian brain? Like where did that phrase come from?
Somebody Google it and let us know in the chat, please.
Yeah,
'cause
live
we'd
chat.
love
Can
to
we
know.
find the origin of reptilian brain?
they don't
Because
really
it's also
explain it.
confusing. No.
I thought it was going to be like that alien stuff, how it's like the reptilians and then the aliens, because that's a whole thing.
That's
but
what I thought initially,
Oh.
Right,
too.
yeah.
Like the
What is-
reptilians, like all the politicians are all reptiles. And
Right, and like they take off and then they're like actually like lizards that came from space. It's like a whole thing. It's like a
Yeah.
conspiracy
You gotta
theory.
watch Shane Dawson's conspiracy theories.
It's pretty interesting. Even if you don't believe in it, it's pretty interesting. But that's what I was thinking. Not
many
like
fun facts.
their front brains. Like where's and like what kind of reptile is mine? Is it a lizard? Is it a crocodile? Like what's in there? I want to know. Like
Right?
what? Who is
we
it?
need Beau's mom to dissect this deeper and like actually, well, because we only saw like a 3-minute clip of her whole little workshop.
Yeah.
We didn't see the whole thing, but I feel like I just need to go, like I need to
Dive
DM her on
deeper.
Instagram and be like, we need to set this up. And we'll all do it.
For some reason, watching that, you know when you watch something and you're so uncomfortable that your eyes kind of water? Does that ever happen to you? Like, I'll watch something and I'll be so uncomfortable that I want to cry. For some reason, watching that, I was like, I'm uncomfortable. I wanted to laugh the whole time.
No,
Probably
my
'cause of how
reptilian
much-
heart does not allow that.
It's probably how much she was saying reptilian and just like, and then every girl going in her head and being like, well, maybe my reptilian, oh, maybe my reptilian. I was like, what is going on? I feel very weird right now about all of this. I don't know, but that was just me.
I feel like they were all being kind of fake about it because they were like, I thought that was just my normal brain. But then they
Right.
were like, Kristen, I could hear you talk for 24 hours straight. Like, no.
No.
No, you can't.
Like there would be
can't even
nice
do it
to
for 3
Beau.
minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. It was. I mean, but she's helping people find love. I mean, I wish she could have helped Beau find love sooner, but he
It
found
worked out.
Stassi at the right time.
It worked out.
Right place, right time. I love that he owned the fact, or they both like kind of owned the fact that he looked at her Instagram and was instantly like, nope.
Yeah. But also,
Swipe
like, why?
left.
Like,
That's how you
they-
know he's not on Tinder, or
Oh.
he's not a Tinder boys, because
Yeah.
he's not like, I'm not gonna look at you and like degrade you by staring at your photos. Where I'm just like, stare at my photos and degrade me all night long.
But then how did they get together after that? Because they didn't
They
explain.
set up. It was Kristen and I want to say Katie. Kristen and Katie knew both through other mutual friends, and
Okay.
they tried to get them
set it up.
together. And they showed him her Instagram, and he said, "No, I'm not going to be an Instagram boyfriend." And then they tried for like a while to really kind of get them together. And then eventually, Beau said yes, and Stassi said yes, and then it all worked out, and they're happily ever after.
I need better friends in my life that are going to
Right?
set me up
Set
with
me up
some
with the
men.
Beau.
Like, what? Holding out on me.
Where
Good
do we
Lord.
sign up?
Right? Give me some friends that can make real recommendations. Okay, well, they're the perfect couple. But last week we saw Lala and Randall kind of had a little moment where they were on a break. And this week they seem to be back on track.
Well, she got her
Right
Gucci
in time.
slippers
She got
back,
her
so thank goodness. I mean,
Don't know what she would have done without those.
if that had happened to me, I probably would have left that out of the entire storyline. I would have just left the Gucci slippers on the floor. Like, I'm just not going to talk about it. Like,
She will say any and everything and embrace it.
the stuff she was
does
saying
not care.
during that hair appointment was making me live life about just the car that she was getting.
She got a
and
car the night after she slept with him.
You want a Range Rover? Sure. Like, what?
Again, where do we find these guys?
And then Stassi, I mean, I've gotten an Uber the next morning. I
thought that was nice.
Oh my God. I'm here for Lala, though. I'm here for everything that comes out of her mouth.
It's good.
I'm yes.
I live for her candor because it's just so shockingly good.
I mean, even her pants were shockingly good in that last one. Like those tie.
I don't know if I would
hated
go that
those.
far.
I hated those.
What were they? And who else would ever be like, you know what? Those. And you know where I'm going to wear them? On TV. Yes, I'm going to do that. Like, yes, Lala. Yes. Love it.
She was feeling herself.
When is she not?
I mean, but you gotta give her that like she just owns who she is.
That's why I love
unapologetically. I'm curious to see what Randall thinks though of her talking about their relationship so openly on the show and their break and like everything that they went through when they first started dating.
I bet you he's thinking any press is good press for me. So he's probably
But
like,
he's
bring
not
it
on the show. That's the thing is he doesn't want to be on the show. So the fact that she's airing their dirty laundry on the show, I'm a little curious to see what his kind of thoughts are.
Maybe it's like the transition to the next season. Will he'll be in it, or maybe they'll have a spinoff.
I don't know. I think he's just trying to promote his movie that she's
Yeah.
starring in. Listen, I love and respect that Lala is so unapologetic and she will not lie about what she's done to get where she is today. But the whole how she met Randall and, I auditioned and then I slept with him and then I got a Range Rover the next day. That is everything that is, I believe, wrong with Hollywood. And it's sort of glorified in this certain moment.
But like,
right
what
now.
if like you went on an audition? It was like, let's go get drinks, and like you go out and get drinks, and you get drunk, and you're like, you know what, I kind of like him, and then it just like happened, and then it was your car. Like,
And then
what
you
am I
just
gonna
happen
say?
to get a
No.
Range Rover the next day.
It happens. I mean, I get it.
But she's also said like, if I'm not gonna get a PJ from you, I'm gonna get it from the next guy.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's just
maybe
like-
I don't know.
Like he saw her at the restaurant, asked like, "Is she an actress?" Like, yeah, I'm an actress. Like, I don't
As
know.
the camera crew was on her filming Vanderpump Rules. Oh my gosh. Okay. Urka Pie, who always comes in with the gems, says that Beau's mom did a podcast with Stassi recently.
Oh, we have to go
So we need to listen to
to
that.
listen to that.
Because I'm sure she had more great stories about Beau. She also did a podcast with Ariana.
Oh yeah, I think they. Okay, I may be mistaken, but I think they started a podcast together.
What?
But I could be so wrong, and I could have just like read something and my brain made it up. So I don't take my word for it yet. But I think maybe.
Live chat. If KT over here is wrong, let us know. Fact check that for her.
Did they find out what reptilian?
Yes.
Okay.
Clarence K says that the reptilian brain controls the body's function. The reptilian brain controls the body's vital functions such as heart rate, breathing, body temperature, and balance. Our reptilian brain includes the main structures found in the reptile's brain.
Oh,
Okay.
So it is comparing
it to the reptile.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna pick like a turtle or a lizard. What are you gonna pick for yours?
I don't like reptiles. I don't
Yeah,
want to be
none of them
compared
are
to any.
cute.
Oh, I'm considering getting a lizard or a
No.
Komodo dragon. Yes.
She's allergic to fur. She has.
Yes,
no
I'm allergic to dogs, so I need a lizard.
PMC said, side note, did anyone notice Adam was with Scheana? It looked so awkward for him.
I didn't
agree.
even notice Scheana was in this episode. Sorry, sweetie,
She
love
was
you.
barely in the episode. Urkify says Lala needs to start an online program of how to get a sugar daddy without using an app. I mean, I'm here for that.
Man.
I would want to know.
Just work at Vanderpump Rules and wear a tube top.
there you go.
Or no, Vanderpump, the restaurant, rules as if it's its own place.
Sir.
Sir, thank you. Jesus. Like, I know
Sir.
it's got a name.
No, I was right there with you. I didn't even notice.
Thank you. The candy's gotten to me.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it just as much as I love Vanderpump Rules and all the other shows that we have here on AfterBuzz TV. Ain't that right, Rivet?
Absolutely. Hey guys, before we move on to our next topic, we just wanted to say thank you for making us the ESPN of TV talk.
Yes.
For us to continue to grow, we could use your help. If you're on YouTube right now, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And if you're on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating. But no matter where you are, leave us a comment so you can get involved in the conversation. Being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to all of us, and we truly appreciate you supporting us in doing what we love. Don't forget to tell your friends and keep enjoying our shows.
Yes, and because we love to shout you guys out for leaving iTunes reviews, we're going to do more shout-outs.
Yes.
We didn't get as many as we've gotten before, but we got one really good one.
Okay.
From TJ Kelly F. TJ Kelly F says, thank you for this after show. I love you all and always look forward to listening. I love you all. Again. He loves us all.
We love you.
A two love. I love it.
True love.
I love
So
love.
much
Thank you, TJ Calif. Oh, it's not Kelly F. It's Calif, like California.
Caliph.
Oh, got
TJ
it.
Caliph.
He's here.
We love you. That warms our heart.
TJ's here.
And also, while I was looking at that screenshot, this, I guess, is a bit of news, or it's not news and gossip, and it's not really tea, but I noticed Lala recently on her Instagram story posted a photo of her, and it looks like they're taping the reunion, because I think it's too late in the game for them to be taping interviews, right?
Right, but they seem like they're at Sir, right?
Well, that's like the background that they normally use when they do the reunion.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're having a photo shoot, but they wouldn't do that at night. They would do it during the day and probably by a beach.
Well, they have
or a
like
pool.
big lights, and they have like glass chandeliers in the back.
Maybe she's redoing an interview.
But
It
I
could
feel
be
like-
the reunion.
I think it could be the reunion.
Yeah.
Really though? But don't we have so much more? Oh, but it's already all filmed. Duh, Katie.
It's already all filmed, and I figured like by now they would have their interviews done.
True.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't think it's an interview. If anything, it's a reunion.
I think it's the reunion, but
How
that
exciting.
means maybe there aren't as many episodes this season. Because normally they tape the reunion like closer to the actual finale.
Right.
But maybe they're taping it earlier. Well, actually, when I saw Lala last year, she said that they normally tape the reunion in March or April.
Okay.
It's early March.
we're in
yeah.
March.
Okay.
But I thought they filmed it in New York and just made the scene look like Sir.
They do?
That's what I thought.
Why? Why are they going to New
Because
York?
Andy's in New York.
I think they
Oh,
tape
oh.
it in LA. Well, like all the other housewives. Like he comes for the Beverly Hills
right.
reunion.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Does he do Watch What Happens Live in New York?
Yeah, Watch What Happens Live is
okay.
based in New York. He'll
Got it.
occasionally come and do some episodes in LA.
Right.
Okay.
But it's primarily taped live in New York.
Oh, okay.
That's interesting. Okay, well, we'll see.
Regardless,
We'll
we're
see.
excited.
If anyone else is following any of the other cast members and wants to check up to see if any of the others have posted stuff about a reunion,
I do
I'm
right
here for
now,
it.
but I won't. I do. I'll look.
So next couple on the roster tonight is Tom and Ariana. So last week we talked about how they actually bought their house, and this week we see them preparing to buy the house and also having some baby drama.
On how she doesn't want to be no baby mama.
Rhymed. That was gold. I love that.
I feel like she's never going to want to have kids, and she should just tell Tom, like, it's never going to happen. So if it... I don't know.
He's holding on to hope. He's holding on to hope. Well, I love that he was even like, well, I'm going to have a baby. So if you don't want to have the baby, you don't have to have anything to do with it, but I'm going to raise this kid
That
Yeah.
was
on
so
my own.
nice. I
Well,
love that he said that.
If she doesn't want anything inside of her uterus, why not just like grab an egg out of there, grab one of his sperms, mix them up in a tube, put them in somebody else, have her birth it. No problem.
He's even said adoption though, and she
Yeah.
just completely shuts down because he, I feel like, brings it up when his friends talk about it, and
Yeah.
she says, "Who's talking to you about this?" Oh, Jax, and then it's an attack on Jax. Like she
Right.
just does not want to have the conversation.
Yeah,
Maybe it'd be like a dog or like a turtle where like your partner has the pet.
Yeah.
And then you like sometimes have to walk it and then occasionally have to feed it. Like that could be their baby.
I'm, not really looking for that in a mom though. As a child, that isn't what I
Like he would
want.
essentially be like a single dad that has a girlfriend.
Oh
Or
Lord.
a single dad that has a wife.
I think it all comes from her being afraid of marriage, and then if that's not going to work out, and then you bring a kid into it, and then stuff is messy because of her past. So I think it all stems from that, and she just needs a little therapy.
I respect her for not wanting children and being so adamant about that. But it's just hard watching them have that conversation because I see it in Tom's eyes. Like, he wants kids so bad. And it's like, I don't know.
I mean, when your partner really wants it, I feel like there has to be a compromise at some point.
Absolutely.
But it kind of feels like neither of them want to compromise with it.
But they still want to be together.
But they still love each other so much that they want to be together.
Right.
She even said, she's like, because Jax, ironically enough, told her, like, if you're moving in together, like, that's saying you're going to be together forever. Like, you should have this, you should be on the same page about kids. And then she said, well, I'm buying the house and I'm keeping the house. So if he wants to leave me at any point, then he can buy me out.
Right.
So she's, like, very confident in moving forward without him if need be.
I mean, I love that about her. When she said all that, I was like, yes, girl, get it. But I think it stems from deep-rooted issues of maybe why she doesn't want to. You know?
Arcpie says it's halfway. We have 12. We may have about 12 episodes left, so it might make sense for the reunion. But I feel like it's also a little too early for that.
Yeah. Maybe she's just at Sir having a great time in that dress under some lights.
Right? Clarence K says, how do you feel about Tom not getting in between Carter and Katie, just saying that they're fighting in there? Ooh, so that was another kind of hot topic that we saw after the whole Tom and Ariana drama was Beau's mom came in to kind of teach them all how to have better relationships. But the girls kind of jumped on Carter for all the things that Kristen had brought up about him and the fact that they had brought them on air.
Yeah.
Do you think that Schwartz should have jumped in to defend Katie?
No.
Well, Beau didn't either, so
Nobody
I don't
needs
think,
to be. I mean, those girls shouldn't have even been in there talking to him about his relationship. Get out of there. Shut up. Because nobody did that to y'all stuff when Patrick was commenting on Lisa's butt and all of this stuff. Like, nobody told you anything. Get out of that room. Stop telling her anything. Like, when a girlfriend comes to you and she's, like, complaining about her boyfriend, which don't do because then your friends are going to hate him, so just try to avoid it and write it down in your journal. But, now I've lost my train of thought because I'm thinking of journaling. Where was I?
No, you are absolutely. I'm so right there with you when your girlfriend
is fired.
Yeah, you can't do that because they're going to hate them. But they shouldn't
going
have.
to hate them.
They really shouldn't. They didn't have any. And just the whole fight was weird. And then, because who is Katie to give any kind of relationship advice when her husband was off kissing people in Vegas and then they got married like 2 weeks later? Like, please. Shh.
It's just such a fine line between venting to your girlfriends about your boyfriend or your husband or whoever, and then your girlfriends want the best for you. So they don't want to see you crying and hurt and upset and broke if you're giving him all your money. But at the same time, it is your decision. Obviously, I'm going to tell my girlfriends when I'm feeling upset or sad. I'm not going to tell them all the good moments. So if all they hear and all they see are the bad parts, they're going to hate him. And it's just not their place to be like, you should leave him. Like, and then to attack him, it was just uncalled for.
It was very
uncalled
strange.
for.
Yeah.
I don't think they should have attacked him directly, but I do feel like if you are venting to your girlfriends and you're only sharing the negative things, then in their head, you're not having a great relationship, and therefore they're going to encourage you to not want to be with him, especially if you're not sharing the good side. So I kind of understand where they're coming from,
But then to go
but
to
I
him?
don't think, no. Well, it looked like we didn't get the setup of how that conversation happened. We just saw them in the bedroom, and it looked like probably the producers or somebody said, you guys need to have this conversation. But my impression of when we got led into that conversation was that he was the one that brought it up to them as like, you guys were all up in Sylvain together and you guys upset Kristen and she was mad because you said some things about me and I think it's not your place. So he kind of looked like he's the one that instigated that. Again, we didn't see the lead up or the build up to this conversation, but my impression was that he led up to the conversation with the girls.
He's kind of right, though.
I mean, but do you think that that's his place to be checking her girlfriends?
I don't think any of them should be talking.
Yeah.
Stop talking to anybody. Just be nice and have drinks. And if not, then shush. No.
Pick on Scheana.
It's tough. I know they have the best of intentions. They are trying to protect their friend and they want her to be with the best man possible for her.
Right.
But it's just not their place. They have to be there to support her whether she's going to be with him or not. You can give your advice and leave it at that. You can't be mad when your friend doesn't take your advice just because you don't agree with that decision.
Yeah, and now it's going to be the whole like Katie and Stassi against Kristen thing all over again, and it's going to be super annoying, and then she's going to end up with Carter for even longer now because of it, even if they're not supposed to be. It's just, it's complicating things, girls.
Okay. To play devil's advocate, though. I lost my train of thought.
That candy.
I had it.
That sugar rush.
I had it, and I had a good point that I was trying to make.
I'm
Goosebumps, I was
sorry.
so ready.
And it was because I talked too long. Because you had it, and then I talked. So my bad. I'm sorry.
Okay, but what was it? It was to play. I wanted to play devil's advocate and say, so to play devil's advocate, arguably, because look at the comparison that we made tonight and that they made on the show was about Patrick and about Stassi, and maybe Stassi would have left her relationship with Patrick sooner had the other girls really encouraged her. Or do you think that like when you're in love, like nobody, not even your girlfriends, can tell you to break up with the douchebag?
I think
until you're
to,
ready.
Yeah, I think you really have to go through it on your own.
Yeah.
If you listen to what your parents or your friends say, you'll never experience anything for yourself. You'll just be like, I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to do this or that. Like you really, especially in a relationship, when you feel like you're in love with someone, you have to. I truly believe you have to get hurt on your own. You can't just be like, oh, my friend, doesn't want me to be with you, so Yeah,
I completely agree. And I think, look, if you want to be the good girlfriends and say something up front, have the conversation and leave it at that. Like, you can't keep pushing the issue because, like Rivet said, you have to go through it on your own.
Yeah.
And, like, that's the only way you're really going to hurt. And then at the end of the day, you can be like, I told you so, bitch.
Exactly. And nothing feels better than the I told you so. So just talk about it later.
Yep.
Sarah Serio agrees. She said, preach. She's on with us.
We miss her.
I know.
I know, we do miss you. Urka Pie says, I know Katie just seems like she wants everybody to be miserable. I'm starting to like Katie less now. Not you, Katie. Katie on the show.
I was like, oh my God, no, that's not what I want. Sorry, everybody.
Katie.
We're good. But
Katie
yes.
on the show.
Yes, she does want everybody to be miserable. I do not, but she does.
Lindsay wants to know what the name of the girl in brown camo. This is Rivet, guys.
Hi.
Rivet Soro. She's been on the panel since the beginning of the season.
I have a weird name. It's okay if you forget it. Riri, I don't know.
We love it. Yeah, I think everyone agrees with us. Urka Pie says, I got vibes that Kristen only wants to stay with Carter so that she doesn't have to find another boyfriend to have potential forever with. No, I think maybe that's part of the reason that Kristen is staying with him. I kind of agree with you, Urka Pie, but again, I think, we've all are in agreement in the sense that we think that you have to go through it on your own. Like if you're with a jerk, if you're in a bad relationship, you have to be ready to let it go, or he has to really break your heart and force you out of the relationship before you can take that step.
Yep, 100%.
Lindsay says, yes, Kristen said she's getting old and I guess afraid she'll be alone if she kicks him to the curb, which is sad. I agree, that is sad, and I think Kristen is a catch. We saw her as like a new spiritually woke Kristen tonight. She was like saging people. She was like a whole new Kristen.
Stassi's speech on that saging was amazing.
I know. Like last week and the week before, we saw her like tumbling over tables drunk, and then this week she's just like a whole new Kristen.
I love it.
I love it so much. Haley Waller says she'll probably have these problems with any relationship she has. I think she's willing to work on it, right?
I think these are different problems than she's had in her past relationships that we've seen. I do agree with what Lisa said earlier in the episode, that he's tamed Kristen a little bit. I don't like using that word tamed, but she has calmed down. And I don't know if it's a result.
Oh, that was so loud and scary.
Thank you.
Woke me up.
Long as it was as
It's
loud
the
for
wake-up
y'all.
call that Kristen needs. We need Kristen to wake up, girl.
Oh my God.
Well, and we know that they're currently not together, so clearly this isn't...
They're not?
Well, they're like on a break-ish. She was on Watch What Happens Live last week, and she's just like, we're in kind of a funky place where I don't really know where we're at or what we're doing. Like, Facebook, it's complicated.
Does that mean like they're just staying together until the end of the season, or like...
I don't know. I think when you say, like, we're kind of on a break, like, it means we're over, but we're not really willing to commit to being over because then we're both going to be alone.
To publicly say that it's over, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Lindsay said, hi, Rivet, so pretty.
Thanks, Lindsay.
They're loving you.
Lindsay loves you tonight. Now that
so
she knows
sweet.
your name.
Thank you.
Archetype says maybe Kristen will self-sabotage unknowingly because she feels deep down she needs to leave the relationship. I think it's obvious whether Kristen's saying it, whether the girls are repeating it to her, or whether you can just see her interacting or just her energy this season. She doesn't seem happy.
No, not at all. Also, the wallet comment, and I'll say this every week. I bet you.
When they said he took the wallet and was using her credit cards.
I bet you she drunkenly was like, oh my God, no, please take it. Go, enjoy, take it. And then with her girls, like she's drunk and she's like, can you believe he took my wallet? She's so that. She's that. I'm telling you guys, that's what happened. Like
that was pretty spot on. It feels like it would happen.
That's what happened. That's what happened. That's what she's doing in the whole relationship, I think. She's, you know, like
she likes to be the nurturer.
Yeah.
She likes to be the one to take care of you. Yeah. She likes to take care of you so much, and then when it's too much, then she's like
complaining.
Like, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
But you said when you said the bar there.
And she was like, oh, and now Carter's like totally taking care of his own. I'm sorry. What kind of job did he get in one episode that it's just like he's taking care of all of it now? It's fine. Like what?
Yeah, where all of a sudden things are better.
That's why I think that she was probably like, okay, so now I can't pay for everything, and then you need to help. And he was probably like, oh, that's totally fine. You just had to tell me. That's what I'm thinking. Just saying.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Thank you.
I think it's time to spill a little tea in some tea time.
Ooh.
Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Always ready.
Okay, so first up in tea time, we can clink our glasses, drink, and sip some tea. First thing in tea time, so Lala and Randall, we saw last week that they seemingly broke up on Vanderpump Rules.
Yep.
So Katie did a little investigation because she's like a serious journalist.
Yeah.
And she found out that, and there was even an article in the Inquisitor about it, that both Lala and Randall have confirmed that they never really were broken up. So it might have just been editing that kind of made it look like it was highly exaggerated.
The drama of it all. The Gucci slippers, if you will.
The Gucci slippers. So I think they both kind of clarified because people were commenting on Randall's Instagram and saying, were you guys really broken up? And he said no. He responded to them.
It seemed like she came home, found him, was mad, left. I'm mad at you. I'm done. Comes
not
back,
talking right
cools
now.
off. We're fine. Everything's great. Okay, back to the next episode.
And then she's at the premiere of The Row.
Yeah. She's like, oh, we can't break up when I'm about to star in your movie. So, hey, sweetie, sorry, but.
And even in the show, she said it lasted like 17 hours. It was more of a fight than a breakup.
Just a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like like the ones Kristen and Carter are having pretty often.
Yeah.
Okay, should we serve the verdict then?
Let's serve it.
Serve that tea. Tom and Ariana, do you think that they will ever have a baby, Katie?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, she's given into everything else because I don't know, because didn't she like not want to buy a house and all that stuff, or no?
Well, she didn't want to get married and she didn't want to have kids. And they're not married and they don't have kids. So now she's winning.
So maybe not. Oof, this is a toss-up. I don't think it's going to come out of her.
No.
She's very against having nothing in her uterus.
She will definitely not be pregnant.
No.
Rivette, do you think that she'll buckle or Tom will buckle?
Oh, I think they're definitely going to have a kid.
Really?
Especially after that conversation where Tom said, you know, I'm going to have a kid. It's going to be up to you whether you want to be part of my life when that happens and or part of the baby's life. And she kind of, what did she say? She said, oh, I feel like we just had a mature conversation. I feel like that sort of, because she, in the past, I feel like she would have been like, absolutely not.
Yeah, true.
So I saw some growth. I feel like she's open to it. Definitely not coming out of her uterus. Though.
Yep.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, second serve the verdict. Were you Team Carter or were you Team Katie and Stassi? Because I think we all agreed that this conversation should have never happened. So whether or not it was set up by the producers or encouraged by the producers, were you Team Carter by accusing the girls of being the reason Kristen comes home and is always angry and fighting with him? Or are you Team the girls where they're trying to look out for Kristen and say that Carter's really the problem in the relationship? Katie? Pick a side.
The comforter side, because I don't think anybody should have been sitting on the bed anyway. But I'm gonna go with Carter's side because I don't think that I don't think it's anybody's place to get involved in anybody's relationship. Because I don't know. I feel like when your friends are venting to you, they're just asking for a pat on the back and it's gonna be okay, and they don't want your opinion, and they definitely don't want your opinion to go to him. What in the hell?
Rivette, Which side are you on?
I'm on Team Kristen in this instance, but
Yes.
but no, if I had to choose, I'm also on Team Carter for exactly what Katie said. I mean, there's just no reason for them to be so adamant about like, you have a bad relationship, you this, you that, and I don't blame him for him to say things back to them.
Oh,
like,
100%.
oh, what about your relationship? What about your relationship?
And
like,
then
it's just not.
And then we have the issue of like, oh, well, like he shouldn't be talking to them that way because like they're girls. But it's like you're attacking him and their relationship. So of course he's going to be like, oh yeah, Katie, no, how great was your relationship before you got married? Wasn't good, girl. Wasn't good.
Yeah, exactly. And then she walks out because she doesn't want to hear it.
Oh yeah, she's like, oh, I have to go. And then poor Tom's like, Tom and his green and orange outfit.
So
what
bad.
was that?
The
Sweatpants and a tee.
outfits were rough in that last scene.
Man, he's I love him so much, but his like muumuus and his like sweatpants, like at least Scheana wore sweatpants, but you know she paired it with a sports bra.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like a judge on Law and Order SVU right now because it's such a hard decision to make.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm Team Carter or Team Girl. I feel like I'm leaning a little more towards the girls.
Why?
Because they're trying to defend their friend. And I think Carter's argument about, like, well, the only reason we fight is because you guys aggravate her.
I mean, but don't they kind of? Because it's always Stassi and Katie.
Well, no, but look at the last episode. Carter's the one that texted her about James being at the party, which he knew was a trigger for her. He knew she was drinking. He knew it was going to set her off, and he still gave her that information that night.
She's got
So he kind of knows how to poke the bear.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is, like, she's the bear. I mean,
But do you think he's really trying to
Okay.
get anything out of her?
everybody in the live chat is saying Team Kristen, and that is not an option, you guys.
Team Kristen for sure.
But the other one, everyone thinks that Tom and Ariana will end up apart.
Wow.
Clarence says they'll end up apart. Lindsay says they'll end up splitting eventually.
Oh, sad.
Clarence surprisingly sides with Katie.
Oh, hey, thank God I have a fan.
Oh wait, I agree with
wait,
the.
never mind. Cancel it. Cancel.
We are all Team Katie.
I agree. Hold on. They have to clarify which Katie they're referring to. Clarence says, I agree with the amazing Katie, our panel Katie, not the one on the show.
thank
So I'm a
goodness.
lone ranger over here. And then Lindsay, Erica Pie, Erica, and Jesse Green 16 all say Team Kristen. And again, you guys, and Lindsay, this is not an option. That was not.
You lose.
That's like multiple choice, and then you wrote in your own answer.
Other.
You picked E.
That's like true or false. And you put maybe. It's not a thing, guys. It's not a thing. Okay, should we get into Pump-tini before we hit predictions?
Yes.
All right. Who does your Pump-tini go to this week, Katie?
It's gonna go to Brittany for getting her wisdom teeth out. That's a rough one. And she seemed like she was in good hands with Jax, even though he did say like, I'll be back in 5 minutes, and then like just went downstairs and sat down and never went back up. So I don't know. But yeah, the wisdom teeth are rough. So, and she looked so good in that brown dress for Lala's premiere.
I had all four of mine pulled, and I had a great time.
I just remember vomiting a lot and then having a scarf tied because of that medicine they have you take. My tummy was like, no. Then I tied a scarf around my head and had the things on my face. It was real cute.
Yeah. Brittany
time.
looked just as cute tonight. Brittany was like, she had her ice packs in bed, and Jax was like, I'll take care of you. And all he did was take her to the bed. And he's like, peace.
With the dogs like all over her, like mauling her and like jumping on her.
Yeah, that's the worst thing. Like, you have the dogs, your girlfriend is like just fresh out of surgery. Rebecca, who gets your Pump-tini?
Team Kristen tonight for sure. Because the battle between your boyfriend and your best friends is not an easy one. And I just feel for her in that moment. And she loves her boyfriend. She loves her friends. She vents to her friends about her boyfriend, and they want to protect her, but she still loves her man. I just feel for her, Kristen.
I do too.
Fair. I think my Pump-tini is actually going to go to Beau's mom, Issa.
Ah, yes.
And Beau.
And him.
Always Beau.
Which Clarence in the live chat says, my Pump-tini goes to Issa and her son, because I never know how to spell his name. His name is Beau. PMC agrees. Yes, Kristen. Urka Pie's Pump-tini goes to Stassi, because Stassi got the approval from her mama. Haley Wallers agrees Stassi wins her Pump-tini over Beau's mom. for winning over Beau's mom.
I love Stassi so much.
Yeah.
Stassi's really grown.
Oh,
like a
such a good
boy,
whole
has she.
new person.
Jesus. Goodness.
She's a whole new person, and I'm here for it.
And her
I'm waiting
book.
for Scheana's moment.
I can't wait for her book.
I know, I'm so excited. You can pre-order it. I don't know why I'm giving her a drop, but there you go. You can pre-order a book on Amazon. I follow all of them religiously. Like, I am Vanderpump obsessed. Like, it's a thing.
I love it.
Love it. Okay, let's close out the show with some predictions. Dun, dun, dun. Katie Thompson.
Now, your
Yeah.
AfterBuzz
Kick it
TV predictions.
Do you want more of this?
All of it. All of it.
My predictions. I mean, we didn't see any of this because I can never remember what's in those previews. Oh, Katie and somebody get into a fight.
Sandoval.
Shocking. Katie fighting with her husband. Wow.
No.
No.
Oh, wait.
Sandoval, not Schwartz.
The other Tom.
Oh, the other Tom.
Yes.
Hat Tom.
Hat Tom.
Hat Tom. Got it.
Baby Tom.
But I think that
Bronzer Tom.
when we that streak when he cried a few seasons ago, my favorite, I'll never forget it. I'm really looking forward to Mexico. I'm just living for when they go because we saw that in like there's probably going to be a lot of drama. I can't wait to see what Lala's bathing suits are going to be like and like how little of them are going to be there. I'm really, really excited for it, and that's my prediction. Lala's bathing suits.
I love it.
Take it or leave it.
I love it. My prediction is that I feel like Katie's going to somehow try to get involved in Tom, like the business side of things.
Oh.
And I feel like Tom Sandoval is not going to like that, and I feel like that might be what sparks their argument. I don't know.
Oh, can I add a little more? I think we'll see more of Lisa next week with this whole like handing them the paper thing and the whole Tom
the
sitch.
opening.
There's going to be a Tom
Sitch.
My words today, they're
What's
not
the sitch?
coming out.
Yes, I definitely. The sound effects are on point tonight. I definitely think Katie's going to stick her nose into something that she probably wasn't supposed to, and that's where Tom Sandoval gets upset. And I hope it's not the second option, or I think it's going to be something related to James.
Oh.
It's going to be something really. I think she's going to be upset. James is probably going to like get something at Sir or get something at Pump. There's going to be something that like kind of redeems him in his like relationship with Lisa Vanderpump that's going to upset Katie, and she's going to be upset, and that's why Tom Sandoval jumps on her, and that's why he calls her a bully because she was running over James.
And because
Kennedy.
she is one and has been one since season 1.
And he does say, "Oh, but call me fat, and I'm gonna get you fired."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe
I
James
think
is going to
that is my
DJ
prediction.
the Tom opening,
Oh.
and Katie is not having it.
Three
That
brains are
man.
better than one. And on that note, thank you guys for watching the Vanderpump Rules After Show. I am Zack Peter, and you can follow me at JustFineZack all over the internet. Get ready, because I have a lot of really funny and cute selfies.
Oh.
I love that. You can find me at Rivet Soro on all social media platforms.
And you can find me everywhere at Little Baby Kate, so make sure to check out my podcast. See you next Tuesday on KatieThompson.la, iTunes, Stitcher, and all that jazz.
Holla! Bye, guys.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.